Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Rio de Janeiro for today's daily challenge, which will see the speed limit increased on bridges and double tunnels. Okay, then. We don't use bridges too often in Rio, but hey, look, we gotta cross the Baía de Guanabara at some point. Bay of Barapoop. It's probably not what Guanabara means. You'd think I would maybe actually know a thing, but no. It's the Bay of Barapoop. Clearly, that's what the Baía de Guanabara is. I will accept no other interpretations, except perhaps the actual truth. If anyone knows the actual truth about the Baía de Guanabara, I suppose Google would know. Google, what's the Baía de Guanabara? Now we're consulting the collected history of all human knowledge. The Baía de Guanabara is apparently spelled with an H. Also, stunningly, if I look it up, it getting all sorts of results in Portuguese. Who could have thought that? Guanabara Bay. Okay, so it's just called Guanabara Bay. That also makes sense. That also tracks. We're reading from Wikipedia 30 seconds into the episode. We're off to a thrilling start today. Guanabara Bay is an oceanic bay located in southeast Brazil in the state of Rio de Janeiro. Hey, how about that? We're here in Rio. Speaking being here in Rio, hi, Jesus. Everybody say hi to Jesus. That's what praying is to some folks. Anyway, this light blue house right here is going to go through that tunnel. Well, I guess not. It's going to go through a different tunnel because it's going to have to actually, like, we're going to grab that here. There, do that, I guess. I don't know. You go off that away. You go here. Two of you will go that away and that away. Okay. So these two dark blues go there. These two dark blues snake their way through and get up here. This is a weird tunnel situation, but you know what? It's going to be fine. I have faith. I believe. Everything's gonna be fine, sort of. You come up this way, and then go over, around, and down like that. These go there. And now, we're gonna get one more light blue house to spawn somewhere, right? If it spawns here, we regenerate the tunnel. Give me 30 road tiles. Just set me up with road. Make it nice and easy to take motorways for the rest of the run, assuming we, get motorways, which is also, it's a thing that would be nice. Oh, goodness, it is Thursday. It's been a weird week, at least for me. I had a standby day at work Monday, which is one of those, hey, we don't have anything for you, just sit around and wait for a job days. And then, those days are nice until I actually get a job, at which point I have to work. Sadness. So I had one of those on Monday. And then Tuesday and yesterday were standard job days. Yesterday was pretty short. And today, I got fucking nothing. It's another standby day, which might or might not mean I actually get something. Things can crop up out of thin air. You never know when something will catch on fire or someone's house will explode or an internet cable will die or whatever. But for right now, I got fucking nothing to do today, which is just lovely. It's a wonderful thing. Assuming that continues, and that we're able to come back and stream later tonight, it being Thursday and all, the plan remains that we're going to do Final Fantasy Tactics. Let's take, incidentally, I'm going to take 2 tunnels. We've got a bridge, we've got Guanabara Bay over here, but other than that, not too much in the way of likely bridge places. But Corcovado here is going to be a big problem. So we're going to need tunnels and maybe tunnels over here at some point. And having 2 tunnels seemed like a good idea than having a second bridge. A better idea, even. Hey, how about that? That's how words work. I did words good. All right, you go off that away. This red, you know what? I don't like having houses spawn on a travel road. So we're actually going to come up this way and in there, and these two reds are going to take the long way up to the north, and they'll service this from this entrance. This is the beauty of double plazas. So as I was saying, if we wind up streaming tonight, which I expect that we will, hold on.
Hear ye, let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Good morning, Bagoonicorn and Polyghost. Bogsy was here first. Always happy to see the two of you along. Where was I going? Oh yes, we were speaking about the plans for tonight. Assuming we stream tonight, which is the likely plan, we will be catching up with some Final Fantasy Tactics, which in theory we're supposed to stream on Tuesdays, but I've noticed that Tuesdays tend to be the day where I get the latest job assignments or things just catch fire the most. So the Tuesday streams have been kind of iffy for a while, and my YouTube uploads are kind of behind for a while. I kind of don't have any Final Fantasy Tactics in the can past next weekend, and that's nervous-making. So we're going to play Final Fantasy Tactics. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. We're going to vaguely remember what we're doing in the game and where the plot's going. Let's see. I know or remember that I want to get Keith and Ramza up to being ninjas, because Garcia's a ninja and Garcia's amazing. Coffee Cafe, incidentally, has redeemed a treat for Nora, which means I take this lovely jar of treats right here, give it a shake. Can something be a jar if it's plastic? I just called this a jar and I felt weird about it. Like, I don't know what other descriptive term would count unless you just go with container, but it's plastic. I guess there can be plastic jars. There's no rule that says a jar has to be glass. Can you have a clay jar? You can have a clay jar. You can have a porcelain jar. You can absolutely have a porcelain jar. You can have a porcelain monkey. You can throw it all away for a porcelain monkey. You can... Hi. No, it's over there. You can give it all up for a figurine. Trade it in for a night in Las Vegas. And other Warren Zevon lyrics. Zevon? Zevon? Zevon. Zevon. Good morning, sun flares space. Nora, I threw the treat over there. Don't sit here meowing at me. She doesn't know where the treat is. Sad times. Alright, we've got a bridge. I'm gonna have to use another bridge, so let's do that. Alright, you know what, Cat? You get a special treat just for being stupid, apparently. We're gonna get you a second treat because you didn't see me throw the first treat, which means... Hi, come here. Oh, there's a kitty. You heard me shake the treat jar and then you didn't get a treat, which is awful. Would be terrible if that was the case. We're gonna redraw this green road here because I want these yellows to boop and boop and over here and down there. That's better and shorter than having the yellows go up and around and behind that green business, so we'll do this instead. Bogger says that anything is a jar so long as it is a cylinder, which, well, presumably it also has to be hollow at one end. So, okay. I think technically that means a drinking glass is a jar, but I may be overanalyzing this. Okay, what makes a jar a jar? Vaguely cylindrical shape, screw-type lid, a lid of some sort. Because you can have a jar that, like, clamps on. That's fine. Coffee Cafe has to consider whether plastic can be glass, even if it isn't glass. Something amorphous solid, something amorphous solid versus polymer. Okay, I think some plastics can be amorphous solids without those plastics being classified as glasses. I don't think plastic is glass. No, I don't think plastic can be glass. I think plastic is plastic. You come over here. This green is going to... Actually, you can't. Wait, you can if I restructurate the yellow guys, which is always a good idea. So you come down through here, service that business. Hopefully we get, yes, one more green to come up here. That means that, oh, hey, a motorway. You remember early in the run when I took 30 road tiles instead of whatever else was on offer? Now it means I can take this motorway and still have plenty of road left over. Hooray! Do I want to do anything with this motorway right now? Not really. Like, I could save a bunch of road right here and also a bridge by fixing these yellows onto a motorway, but this is kind of working, so yeah, don't gotta. This was a very helpful blue guy right here, coming up that way into the southern end of that plaza. Similarly, this red is well positioned to service this business. What do we got for problems here? This green's just gone circular. That's basically fine, actually. I don't have a problem with that. You are going to swing out that way. I'm going to send you over here so we have a 5th going down to that circle. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's make it a 6th because we just got 2 more greens to spawn up here. I've already got 2 tunnels. Give me another bridge. You are a light blue business that just came into existence with no corresponding supporting houses. You just started being there and wanting dudes. It's customary to bring dudes. You're supposed to... Light blue business, you're supposed to bring dudes. The invitation when I was constructing my city, when I said, hey, we're going to put up some businesses and roads together, when we're going to make a city in Rio de Janeiro, I very clearly put on the invitation, BYO dudes. I couldn't have spelled it out any clearer. I didn't even say BYOD. I said BYO dudes. The business did not bring its own dudes. God damn it. Now we gotta... Alright, well, this is happening over here, at least, which is something. We're gonna start this. I've got a tunnel. It's gonna go up this way. We'll go in here, approach this from the west. I don't love doing that, but, you know, needs must, and whatever you will. Listen, you're gonna be fine. This up here is gonna be completely and totally fine. This yellow business is kind of weirdly awkwardly placed, but I think for the most part it should be okay-ish. Let's revisit you. Yeah, we'll do that. You come up to here. This road needs to get reconnected like such. Okay. Coffee Cafe says that this business is just wondering, dude, where's my car? Which got a lot of shit back in the day for being a truly terrible movie, and in retrospect, is a silly, stupid, dumb little movie. And that's about it. It's a silly, stupid, dumb little movie with like half a dozen actors who went on to bigger, better things in their career. It's an Ashton Kutcher and Sean William Scott vehicle that also contains Marla Sokoloff and Jennifer Garner. Jennifer fucking Garner is in Dude, Where's My Car? And also the other actors, the names of whom escape me at the moment. Jennifer fucking Garner is in Dude, Where's My Car? The chick from Alias. And also Elektra. But good projects. She's done good things as well, like Alias. I mentioned Alias. Listen, if your favorite film is the movie, if your favorite film is the movie adaptation of the Elektra comic book character starring Jennifer Garner, I would encourage you to watch more films, but also good for you. You know what? It sure is a movie. It's about all that you can say about it, but it sure is a movie. Where was I going with this? I was going to wonder if it might be a good idea. Well, actually, these two thoughts are independent of one another. I was wondering if it might be a good idea to motorway these two blue houses over to this business, because I'm a little bit worried about this business's survivability prospects, given that it only has 4 houses. That's not great. Now, we do have cars and driveways down here, so we're not stretched too thin right now, but still don't love it. Still don't love it. TBQH. You know what I could do? Actually, you know what I could do? I could. Now, this is kind of dumb and stupid, but we come down here, we do this. We have these two blues spawn on this road, and now these two are sharing a road with the reds. These 5 reds are right here next to this circle. They're going to come up here and go that way. Meanwhile, on an unrelated but similarly colored note, we've got these 3 blues over here doing nothing, and this blue business over here in need of something. And yes, indeed, Coffee Cafe, it is time for the traditional, sometimes we do a bridge down here, sometimes we do a tunnel right through Corcovado. Tunnel right through Corcovado, tunnel right through Corcovado, tunnel right through Corcovado. It's Ninja Turtles, you gotta do it, I guess. Let's have this blue join that road. Now, you don't need to join it that way. You can go this way. That'll be cool. Give me. I still have a nice little base of road tiles from which to work, so I'll take another motorway and 10. You have gone circular, which isn't great, but we do have 5 houses here. It's not nothing. I could fairly easily connect. You know what I could do? Actually. Oh, hi, you're a circle now. That's quick. That accelerated very fastly. Speaking of things that are accelerating very fastly, hi, all of the yellows in the world. All of the yellows in the world appear to be spawning up in the northwest corridor of the map, which is usually a thing that happens if you give Rio enough time to cook. Now then, oh, hi there. This blue spawned in a wonderful place, except it spawned pointing south, and that was silly. We've since fixed it, though. This business here, however, kind of a problem, that you've gone so circular. I could pull. I'm basically just trying to figure out the best distribution for all of these. We're gonna have these 2 blues come over this way, and then these 2 are gonna, yeah, we're gonna get this going in a one roadway direction, and then off you go over to here. This is a little awkward and bad, but hey. Can you turn the house around for the, I think Coffee Cafe wanted me to do this thing that I noticed and did. So over here we've got now 5 houses servicing this circle, which is good. We've got this green up here, which is in need of assistance. Fortunately, we have some Southern Greens who are looking for something to do. Southern Greens who are looking for something to do are also people who get alienated by local Democratic parties. Ha ha! It's a American politics joke. For you see, the Democratic Party doesn't want to listen to the Greens because they're too progressive. Okay, fine. Give me 2 tunnels in place of a roundabout. I only had 1 tunnels, and tunnels are very important here. So much so that when you only have 1 of them, you refer to it as 1 tunnels. Which is what I did. Good morning, Circle Master. Circle Master is here. Hey, Circle Master, by the way, since you're here, I was gonna mention this over Discord, but since you're here, you up for some Final Fantasy Tactics tonight? Cause I gotta stream me some Final Fantasy Tactics soon, and it's Thursday, which is a stream night. So hey, you want to stream Final Fantasy Tactics tonight? No, Coffee Cafe, you can absolutely say that American politics is the joke, because listen, American politics is the joke, as all It's either the joke or the punchline, but it's rarely funny, actually. It's mostly just depressing. Speaking of things that are rarely funny and mostly depressing, you didn't miss an AEW rant. Last night's episode of Dynamite was fine. It was one of those episodes of Dynamite where a lot of people will say that it was really, really good because it had a lot of good wrestling matches. And listen, it had a lot of good wrestling matches. I personally have trouble getting into a wrestling show where I could bet my house, my life, my cat, and every dollar I own on the winner of every single match and be in no danger whatsoever. It was one of those shows, which is a hallmark and a side effect, you would say, of it's a side effect of a competently booked professional wrestling show that you can look at a card of like 6 wrestling matches and be like, I am absolutely certain of who is going to win every single one of these matches. It is something. Where was I going with this? I was going to take these 4 yellows right here and motorway number 2 them in order to service this business. I could find some weird and wacky way to staple them to this yellow road and then have them collect over here, but yeah, that's about it. So yeah, last night's episode of Dynamite was one of those. It had some really good wrestling matches. Those really good wrestling matches were really good. It was shit like Mark Briscoe, who isn't doing anything right now, versus Jay White, who's challenging for the world title in the main event of the next pay-per-view. Would you believe that Jay White, who is challenging for the world title in the main event of the next pay-per-view, won his wrestling match against Mark Briscoe, who is not presently doing anything? Would you similarly believe that Samoa Joe, who is the champion of a thing and in a program involving him being friends with the world champion, kind of maybe also wanting to ultimately destroy the fucking world champion because that's what he wants, would you believe that that guy, Samoa Joe, successfully defended his championship against Keith Lee, who is not presently doing anything? Now, sometimes when a guy who is not presently doing anything challenges a dude who has been champion for a while for a title, you think maybe the dude who is not presently doing anything is going to start doing something, and the something is being this champion. That was not a thing. There were some story advancement beats, which are nice. I don't want to come off as a dude who only cares about stories in wrestling, because I'm not. I like wrestling matches. I also like wrestling matches with stakes and drama, and there was little in the way of stakes or drama last night. Would you believe that Julia Hart, the woman they've been pushing very hard, beat Red Velvet, the woman they haven't been pushing very hard for the entire 4 years she's been in the company, who is also just coming back from a knee injury? Shock of shocks. Julia won. Coffee Cafe and Bagunicorn have been speaking about the comic possibilities of the American political system, and specifically Ron DeSantis' shoes. And listen, if you somehow don't know who Ron DeSantis is, bless you. Don't ever find out. But also, yes, it is very amusing to me. It is very amusing to me that Ron DeSantis is very clearly wearing gigantic lifts in order to appear taller while doing his fascism. That is funny. And sad, but funny. You, over here, red business. You need some dudes. Now, ordinarily, I might take some of these reds right here and just pop them there because it's like 2 feet away. But all of these reds are kind of stretched thin by the whole going over here and servicing this business thing. You see this neighborhood? Yeah, that's happening. So instead of doing that, which, by the way, would be a perfectly logical, reasonable thing for a person to do. But instead of doing that, we're going to bulldoze a tree, and we're going to come over here, and these reds are going to come this way with this. Circle Master has observation, which is that Samoa Joe stopped being his champion, which we'll talk about in a second because it's a longer explanation. Then he also wishes they would stop pushing Sky Blue so hard. It's something to do? I don't know. I don't really think Sky Blue has it. I think she's fine. I think she's okay. I think I'm gonna play the Law and Order drop here for our discussion of AEW wrestler Sky Blue. For no particular reason. If you find yourself wanting to investigate the particular nature of All Elite Wrestling wrestler Sky Blue, do be careful that you don't confuse it with another public-facing performer by the name of Sky Blue. That woman is in a somewhat similar but different entertainment industry, and well, confusion could happen. Just be careful what you're Googling, friends. Maybe just slap an AEW tag on that if you want to Google that. Anyway, yeah, Sky Blue's okay and fine. Listen, I understand why I understand why wrestling promoters might be inclined to put her on television, and I'm not complaining too hard. This has been Googling with the Goog. It sounds much dirtier when I call it that, actually. But yes, do just put a search modifier if you're gonna, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll only be connected to cumulonimbus clouds and small social media networks. Maybe that's all you'll get. Maybe you won't get other performers. Anyway, this green situation right here has gotten completely unfucking tenable. Untenable. It's a crime, damn it. Etc. Just insert the entire Kimmy Schmidt theme right here. Goog says be careful when you go look at porn. Now, these problems don't have immediate solutions, which makes them problems. You come over this way. We're going to murder both of these tunnels. The solution to our problem starts with murdering both of these tunnels, actually. I don't necessarily believe that, but we're going to go with it. You are going to come up here. You, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 houses for 7 brothers, or whatever, are going to go up this way. Snake your way through here, go service that business. Meanwhile, you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 houses are going to pop up here, like so, and then go that way. And now, amazingly, I have managed to replace 2 tunnels with 2 other tunnels while not interrupting tunnel service, which is very important because if I interrupt tunnel service, especially to this business, for even one goddamn day, the whole fucking world falls apart. So now we've got like 7 houses going up this way. Give me, I got 3 tunnels. Give me a roundabout. I haven't used a roundabout today. I've been good. I can have one little roundabout as a cheat meal. So it's a road engineer's cheat meal is the roundabout. It's not actually true, but let's go with that. So these go up here, you go there. VPNs are a kind of tunnel service. That's true. They're a tunnel for your internet. That's almost certainly not how it works, but I don't know how it actually works. It's a computer that tells other computers that you're in Finland when you're actually in Texas. And there are things that computers will show you if you're in Finland that they won't show you if you're in Texas. That sounds reasonable. That sounds good. That sounds like an open and free exchange of information and knowledge upon which the foundation of all our democracy is built. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. It connects the tubes differently. The internet is a series of tubes. Thank you, Senator Stevens. And we're back to American politics being the joke. Okay. You swing in that away. All of the yellows have decided that they're very busy today, which I understand. This yellow business is anger mad. I don't have a great answer for it. I just kind of, oh wow, we're up over 3,000 trips. That's good. This light blue business is dying, even though it has plenty of support, which I find personally irritating. This red business is dying, which makes more sense, actually. I understand why this red business is dying. It only has 5 houses, and its 5 houses have to go through a blue neighborhood in order to do anything. So that's a problem. Let's take a motorway and try to solve some of our problems, shall we? Let's start with how best to solve which problem. I think I can solve this yellow business's problem. That yellow business actually has the most and biggest problem. So you come over this way. Summarized, the problem with that yellow business is that it fucking sucks. It's terrible garbage water. Nobody likes it. Nobody should. Nobody's ever going to. So you and you and you, and also you, just for funskies, are gonna hop on motorway number 3. Would you believe it? We're up at like 3,100 trips and we've had exactly 3 motorways. You're gonna take motorway number 3 over to here, and that's gonna be what, 7 houses? 8 houses. 8 houses on one straight shot motorway, going into here, servicing that circle, making life better for people and things and stuff and such. People, things, and stuff and such, all of them will be happy. Now, you, right down here, are an angry red house. You're angry because you don't have enough people going to you. It's because all of the people who are going to you have to go this way, which is dumb and stupid. Also, this blue right here is similarly mad. It's mad because its people have to come from over here and deal with a red neighborhood, and there's a whole other house guy. It's a whole thing. Let's make both of their lives somewhat better by instituting a distant cousin of the traditional Rio de Janeiro dumb bridge. Yeah, let's do that. I wonder if I can supplement that with another variant of that. Can I, if we just chop, say, these 4 off of here, right? If we chop those 4 off of there, we send you 3 over here. You're still gonna exist. This whole clusterfuck is still gonna exist. But you know what else is gonna exist? What if we just kinda staple everything right here, and we stick a lovely little traffic light right there. And you blues come up here, and then you go into there. That might or might not do anything. I might have just found a new way to screw myself over, but hey, it'll be fine, kinda, sorta, maybe, hopefully a little. It's not really, but we're gonna have to pretend that it's fine. Speaking of things that we're gonna have to pretend are fine, we've got all of these light blues here that ain't doing shit about shit. What if they staple themselves thusly, and then I put a traffic light here, and we ignore the reality that all of these houses are gonna go into this business? That'll be fine if we just start ignoring some realities. I like ignoring realities, such as the reality that this red business is dead. And this red business being dead means we're done at 3,355 commuters, which feels like a good score, kinda, sorta. Top 15%, okay, that's nice, that's cool. Ghosty got Boggers a bagel sandwich. Bagel sandwich. I want a bagel sandwich. I could have a bagel sandwich. I don't have anything to put on my bagel sandwich except egg and cheese, which is fine. We're going to drop those Samurai Slams in the chat because Samurai Sam put up like 1,200 more people. Sad times. I also want a breakfast sandwich. I had a breakfast sandwich for dinner last night, which I suppose makes it a dinner sandwich, but it was 2 fried eggs and a slice of American cheese on buttered whole wheat toast. It's a pretty breakfast sandwich-ass breakfast sandwich. Could have another one of those, though. That would be great. Well, damn it, now I'm hungry. The Wordle could be Gauge. There's no rule that says it can't be Gauge, although it is now presently not Gauge. We've learned that. It could be Glaze. Could certainly be Glaze. We could get a glazed donut to go with our breakfast sandwich. Although I definitely don't have the means of making or procuring it. Oh my god, it's Glaze! It's Glaze! We did the Wordle. Hooray! I did Wordle good. Triumph and glory. Alright. We will be getting rid of that and going over here and taking on yesterday's immaculate grid, which requires us to name Brewers, Angels, Atlantans, Yankees, Nationals, and Silver Sluggers. Not to be confused with Silver Shrouds, which are dudes in trench coats with Tommy guns. There were no dudes in trench coats with Tommy guns playing for the Atlanta Atlantans or the California Anaheim Los Angeles Angels. Now, there was, of course, the dude in a trench coat with the Tommy gun incident in Milwaukee in 1973, but we don't like to talk about that. Anyway, an Atlantan who played for New York is... Why do I think Derek Lowe was never a Yankee? He was an Atlantan, but never a... Anyway, ow. My head and neck. An Atlantan who played for New York is Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones. That guy. He has a kid who plays. Derek Lowe was a Yankee. I thought he was a Yankee. He would have probably gotten less than 14%. When was Derek? It must have been like right at the end of his career or something. Like after he was an Atlantan, Derek Lowe was a Yankee for a minute. An Angel who was a Yankee is Mark Teixeira, is the obvious one. And listen, some days you just go for the obvious one. Mark Teixeira was indeed an Angel and a Yankee. Who the hell's the more famous one if Mark Teixeira got 8%? Mark Teixeira was a great slugger for the Angels, and then the Yankees gave him $1 quadrillion. Back in the day when the Yankees just gave players quadrillions of dollars to play for them, which is a good thing that a person can do. Sunflare Space has chosen to guide the raid, so for those of us watching on Twitch, after we sign off for the YouTube folks, stick around, we will drop a raid on Vintage RPG, presumably playing a Vintage RPG, but who knows? Listen, I'm the _Goog, and I'm not presently playing the _Goog, so I should not ascribe people to the games based on names or whatever. Reggie Jackson is a more famous Angel and Yankee. Okay, fine. I suppose that makes sense. Now we must find ourselves a Brewer and a Yankee, which, David Robertson was a Brewer, wasn't he? In one of those seasons where he was done with the Yankees, and then the Yankees were done with him, and then he went to some other team, and then that other team traded him back to the Yankees because he's good, and the Yankees often need good relievers. I think David Robertson was a Brewer. Not 100% sure about that, though. The more I say it, the less certain of it I am, so we're going to move on. An Atlantan who won a Silver Slugger is Chipper Jones. We're just going to go all Joneses here in the top row. Don't hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. I can't think of a single goddamn person named Jones who fits this square. Chipper Jones won a Silver Slugger. Mike Trout is a mildly famous gentleman who plays baseball for the Los Angeles, Anaheim, California Angels. I'm sure there is one. A dude named Jones who fits this square. You could probably fill out this whole grid with dudes named Jones. Don't do it, though. It would be difficult. A Brewer who won a Silver Slugger is Christian Yelich, back when Christian Yelich was good. Christian Yelich is probably back to being okay-ish. I think he had an exactly okay. There's exactly one, Mac Jones. Thanks, Sam. I'm openly cheating. Mac Jones. Yes. Mac Jones played for the Atlanta Atlantans and also the Montreal Expos, who are now the Washington Nationals. Good for him and them and me for getting that top middle square by cheating. Hooray, cheating. Oh, God. Bartolo Colon fits the dead middle square. Absolutely. And now we must find ourselves a national who was also a brewer and decide if we're using David Robertson. Should probably not pin our hopes on the vague notion I have that David Robertson pitched for the Brewers. Should probably come up with another guy, like a dude who obviously fits, like probably the most famous one, like, say, CC Sabathia or something. Let's just go with that to be safe, and then we'll wonder about David Robertson in a minute. Anyway, I would have come up with Otis Nixon. No, I absolutely would not have come up with Otis Nixon. I know Otis Nixon. I know of Otis Nixon, but I know that he played for exactly two teams, the Atlanta Atlantans and the Boston Red Sox. So now I know that he was an Expo. Will I remember that the next time? Probably not. Anyway, we must now find a Milwaukee Brewer who was also a Washington National, or perhaps a Montreal Expo, who was a... I suppose Bartolo did pitch for Atlanta. Good for him. Good for Bartolo Colon. All right. Who in the fuck fits this bottom middle square, and why do I think it's Tyler Clippard? Tyler Clippard, huh? Is that what you're going with, Goog? That doesn't make sense. Tyler Clippard was a Yankee, and he was a National. I don't think he was a Brewer. I think you're wrong about that, the underscore Goog. Let's try swiftly moving on to Ricky Weeks. Was Ricky Weeks a National? Spotify, are you playing music at the moment? Are you going to do... No, you're just going to not play. Okay. You can do that. I'll just click your play button. It's not like I intend for you to play songs or anything. Fuck. Was Ricky Weeks a National? That doesn't sound right. Niger Morgan. Was Niger Morgan a Brewer? I think Niger Morgan was a Brewer. Am I right about that, though? Am I conflating various people? Am I smushing them all together into one lump of vaguely baseballish form? And that form wears a Nationals cap and also a Brewers cap at different points in their career. I think that might be what I'm doing. Is Carlos Gomez a National? No. Was Elijah? No, Elijah Dukes was a Ray. Was Carl Everett a Brewer? No. Was Robin Yount an Expo? No, he was not. Was Paul Molitor an Expo? Maybe. Not certain about that, though. Was Cliff Lee a Brewer? No. Bartolo Colon was also not a Brewer, and I've already used him, so it can't be that guy for many reasons. Son of a bitch. I am sure that I have named a dude already. I'm sure that I have named a person who fits. And yet, was Jeff Cirillo an Expo? No, he was not. I have definitely named one that fits. Wonderful. Tremendous. Let us return to the parable of Ricky Weeks. Ricky Weeks, huh? He was a good little second baseman. Then he, got older and lost some talent and stopped being a good little second baseman. Happens to most second basemen, if you're lucky enough to be good, I suppose. Me, I was never a good second baseman. But I digress. Motherfucker. Do I think... Now I can't remember the name of the dude I already said, which is just a great, great state of affairs for me. It's not Ricky Weeks. It's Niger Morgan. The answer is Niger Morgan. Goog, put Niger Morgan in the bottom middle square, click the button, win the grid. I've clicked the button and won the grid. Huzzah! I only had to cheat once. Oh, God. Gio Gonzalez. Okay, sure. Fine. I'll believe that. Oh, yeah, David Justice was a Yankee. That's a true fact about professional baseball. Anthony Rendon fits the center square very famously. Hey, Christian Yelich, CC Sabathia. I got some plainly obvious answers going on here. Okay. All right. Good for me. And also Sam, because Sam helped me cheat for the top middle square. I probably would have gotten someone eventually. Maybe. Hopefully. Let's not worry about it. Folks on YouTube, that's going to do it for us here today. Later today on YouTube, there will be a new episode of Final Fantasy Tactics, and come on back to Twitch tonight, where we will indeed be streaming Final Fantasy Tactics. Folks who are watching on Twitch at the moment, stick around. We'll raid Vintage RPG in a second. For those on YouTube, have a good day. Bye-bye.